events including being the program chair of International Conference on Smart Learning Environments, Program Advising Chair 2020-21, and Program Committee Chair of International Conference on Intelligent Tutoring Systems, and many more. Dr. Chang has given more than 105 talks and lectures in different events and has participated in more than 310 international conferences and workshops as a program committee member. And he also has authored more than 225 books, book chapters, journals, and international conference papers. Wow! He is an IEEE member for 24 years since 1996 and also a member of ACM, AAAI, INNS, and Phi Tau Phi Scholastic Honor Society. His research mainly focused on game-based learning, training and assessment, learning behavior analysis, learning analytics and academic analytics, intelligent agent technology, health informatives, data mining, computational intelligence, natural language processing, artificial intelligence, museum education, mobile learning, and ubiquitous learning healthcare technology. Well, the list is endless. Well, that is really unbelievable, Dr. Chang, and no words can fathom. I mean, to be very honest, the wealth of experience you possess, I mean, the CV is endless. And we are indeed grateful, sir, that you accepted our invitation. And I hope our delegates would also be very happy to hear from you. In fact, we are lucky to have you today here. So over to you, sir, for the next leg of this interesting journey of design thinking with our esteemed delegates. Over to you, sir.
Dhanyavad and namaste. Thank you so much for your detailed introduction. So I don't need to introduce myself anymore. So basically, Mickey has already done everything for me.
Thank you.
First of all, I'm really happy to have this chance to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me and to share some of my experience and thoughts with you guys. So my name is Michael Zhang, and I'm coming from Canada. So right now is our night, your morning, but that is good. That is okay. So first of all, I really miss Mumbai. I spent 5.5 months in Mumbai, in IIT Bombay, when I was on sabbatical in 2015. And actually, I will have another sabbatical next year. So time flies, and the most things I miss actually is chai and the samosa. And too bad we are not there, so we cannot have some kind of like a tea break, so I can enjoy that. So at the end, when I came back, I learned how to make a chai, and my wife learned how to do the chapati. So sometimes we will have something like a biryani and the chapati and the other things. So okay, I really miss there. So I'm glad to have this chance to come to here in online mode. So before I start, I would like to first of all emphasize one thing, which is my internal beauty. So most of people they know me about the game-based learning, educational games. So I'm be well known in that research area. But in fact, all of my research and my research goal and the direction actually is trying to making computer or your mobile device that be able to provide you personalized and adaptive service. So how can we do that? We need to analyze your data. We need to analyze the log, your action, database records in the database, and even your key store dynamics, which means when you are chatting, and all of them, they are kind of time sequential events and time series data. So if we can analyze those data, then we can know what you really want. and also we can know whether or not you are the one who was delivering your assignments, and right now you are writing the exam, because according to the keystroke dynamics, we can know if you are the same guys like before when you were participating in the online discussion forum or other things. So that is the goal. And because this kind of research goal and the direction, actually my application across different kind of domains like tourism and healthcare and the hospital system, education, and gaming. So my long-term goal, my dream, is trying to create a kind of a virtual companion who can grow up with you. So when you are still young, inside your mobile app, inside your computer, there will be a virtual companion. When you read the content, when you see something, when you browse the website, the virtual companion will also read those things and learn from there. So just like another human being, even you and him or her living together inside the same house, reading the same book, you guys will learn differently, right? So this virtual companion will become your lifelong partner. So when you are 18 or 19, you are thinking whether or not I should have go for the university, college, or should I looking for a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Actually, this virtual companion can be your best friend. So you can ask him or her, and it's turned out he probably will say, or she probably will say, sorry, I don't think you should do that. According to your experience, I know you for 18 years. I know you for 10 years. No, you shouldn't go for that. Something like that. So this is my dream, and I want to create that kind of virtual world so everyone can learn everything inside that virtual world, because we have this kind of really intelligent virtual companion. So basically, when you are talking to someone in the virtual world, you probably don't know whether or not he or she is a real person, because they can learn, they can talk. So that is my internal beauty. So basically, all of my games or research project, I hope we can have some kind of intelligent module or intelligent function implemented and embedded into the system. So that is the first thing I want to share. So today I would like to talk about the games. So this is the final day. That is good. So my topic is also not so seriously. So basically, they are fun, and they should be easy to understand. So I would like to talk about how can we use game to help people to do the skill training. So the skill could be a metacognitive skill or speaking skill. So when people they use this kind of games to nurturing their skill, how can we use some kind of in-game items as educational reward to engage them further? So that is my topic today. So the first thing I would like to talk about is the game for metacognitive skill training. This project is co-led by Professor Sabine Graf and myself, and this research actually starting from some kind of idea about the importance of metacognitive skills. So what is metacognitive skills? Metacognitive skill is not a subject oriented, not a subject based cognitive skills. Metacognitive skill like a problem solving skill, association skill, planning and organization skill, and something like a monitoring and evaluation skill. So those kind of skills, you will apply them from time to time for many different things. For example, you want to plan your tomorrow's to-do list. You want to perhaps next month you are going to a travel, overseas travel, so you need to organize everything. So those kind of things, they are not related to history or math or other subjects. So you probably will say, so what is the importance of the metacognitive skills? Actually, according to the Conference Board of Canada, they have a report saying in their research, in their survey and finding, they found that if you have a better metacognitive skills like problem solving, actually you will have a better job, and also you will make more money, and your life will be better. So basically, metacognitive skills will help you to have a better life, more quality life, higher quality. So that is an idea. Oh, okay. So actually, no matter how good your math is, or how good your English or other language skill is, the point is how good your metacognitive skills is. But unfortunately, in the world, there is no such kind of things to train your metacognitive skills. Basically, you are only learned about the subjects, topics, math, history, but no one teach you how to do the problem solving. You need to figure out by yourself. So, okay, then perhaps we should do this. So that is the first thing we are thinking. Perhaps we should do the metacognitive skills. Then how to train people their metacognitive skill? We are thinking about to use learning by playing. Okay, so just wait a second. I'm not quite sure if my mouse is still working. Okay, all right. So many people, including myself, I will tell you that when you are using educational game, you will be able to learn while playing. However, no one tell you that. People, just like in commercial game, they will always stuck in somewhere in the game. So when they stuck in a stage inside the game, they will quit. So see, we think when people they play the educational game, then they can learn. That is true. That is 100% truth. But when they are stuck in the game, they will quit. So when they quit, they will not play the game, and then they cannot learn, right? So that is a very big issue. Second, people they will not tell you most of the research, educational game research, they are short term. So basically, you create a game and then you conduct an evaluation, and the people, students, they are playing the game for like 3 months, 2 months, or even 1 semester. But after the course, will they still play the game? No, they will not play the game. So, which means the game, the effect is over, and no one can ask them to come back to play the game to enhance their skill or to learn more knowledge, because your game can only be used in that course. So because of these two things, we are thinking, okay, when we are developing a game, we should consider to have more elements, gamification elements that can help people to engage in the game playing. So more game playing, they will learn more. So we needed to do that. So we use points, badges, leaderboard. So PBL, the three things actually are the top three gamification elements. So if you cannot develop a game for your course, you should consider to use these top three gamification elements in your course. So you can consider to give your student points. You can consider to give them some kind of badges. And you should establish some kind of leaderboards. With these three most important gamification elements, you can engage your student. You can get them motivated in terms of doing learning activities. We also have the in-game currency, and we have in-game store and items, so they can try to purchase something. So how can they get currency? They need to play games, so they get the currency. And once they have a currency, they can use the game store and they can buy something. And we also trying to have the competition. So basically, with some kind of very small competition, they can engage people to do something. So we provide a very short 5-minute match, so which help people when they play the game, they only need to spend 5 minutes. So whenever they have 5 minutes, they can come back to play the game. That's very important. You don't want to have a game that will occupy students' time for an hour or 2 hours non-stop. Because if you do that, first of all, parents, they may not so like this kind of way, right? And the second thing is, students, they may not have so much time to do that. And by the way, we are training students, so not so only students, but people's metacognitive skills. So not only students, not only children, but also you and me, everyone. So if you have a full-time job, as long as you have 5 minutes, then you can play this game. So from time to time you play this game, then you will have a better metacognitive skill. But the first things we have can only engage you, can only keep you playing the game. But we cannot guarantee you will not see a kind of difficulties or stuck at the game. So we trying to use learning analytics dashboard to help you to know your weakness and your strengths and your problem, so you could overcome these difficulties. So basically, we hope to see that more frequently, more time you spend on playing this game, you will have better metacognitive skills. So that is what we do. We develop the Omega, online metacognitive educational game with analytics. So I would like to let you know how much time we develop this research, this Omega game, and what is our team member, and also I want to introduce the game. So first of all, how much time? Developing a game is not an easy job. So don't think, okay, he is doing educational game, so basically he can develop a game within 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. No, actually not. So basically, Omega right now is 1.0 alpha version. We spent 2 years and 6 months already. And right now we are in the beta testing stage. So I will encourage you and your students perhaps to come to play the game, to become our beta tester, to making sure that the game is 100% work without any bugs, any problem. And then you guys can make your metacognitive skill better. Second, we have 2 postdocs, 2 master students, 4 research interns, 5 research assistants, and 2 undergraduate project students. they joined this project from the beginning, from the 2 years and a half ago, and from time to time we have new students coming and go. They finish their master, they finish their research internship, and so on. So see, you probably will say, why developing again require the postdoc or require the master student? The reason is you cannot just develop again and claiming that the game has that effect, right? You need to do the literature review, you need to do the survey, and you need to making sure that you have all the theory support you to design that game. And then you will need others to help to develop the game. So basically, postdocs and master students, they are more like doing research. They needed to find out all the literature from not just the education area, but educational technology area and the psychology area. So with these three areas, literature to support you to design one single game. And by the way, inside Omega, we have a competition. So we have 10 small sub-game, which each of the sub-game actually is related to one metacognitive skill. So that's why you need to have a team to do this. So as I said earlier, in Omega, we focus on 1, 2, 3, 4. We focus on 4 metacognitive skills. The first one is problem solving. So for problem solving, we developed the first game is bypass. So consider yourself as a plumber, and there is an earthquake in a town which breaks some kind of water pipeline. So you need to use a limited resource to fix that problem. You need to make sure that each of the household will have enough water supplied to their household. So this is the first sub-game regarding the problem solving. The second one, sorry. Oh. The second one is viroid. Viroid is consider yourself as a doctor, okay, a very future doctor. So you have 2 laser gun, and you will see some good cells and some bad cell. You need to use traps or a mirror to making sure that your laser can hit the bad cell at the same time, to restore that, to make the bad cell become the good cell. So that is the second sub-game we created for problem solving. The second metacognitive skill is evaluation and accuracy. What does that mean? Evaluation means you can evaluate yourself. You can evaluate what you can do. So basically, like myself, I hate height. I scale. I'm afraid when I was in very high place. So I know myself. So I can evaluate, I can assess myself to see if I can overcome that problem. But how my estimation is accurate. So that is evaluation and accuracy. So the first thing we have is the car swap. So car swap is a very traditional car game that you can see on the street. People, they will have some kind of cards, and they will show you the front face of the card, and then they will cover it, and then they will move the cards. So you need to making sure that you remember where the card is. So basically, we are not gambling, right? So basically, all the movement is traceable, but you need to making sure that you know your guess. So when you guess, for example, you think here is the club 10, we will ask you how confident you are. So if you are very confident, but actually you are wrong, then which means you cannot have a good, accurate evaluation about yourself. Also, we have the dash delivery. So dash delivery is you can see here is a truck. So you are a truck driver and you need to deliver the package to each of the red house. So at the very beginning, your truck will be just right here. And we will ask you how many packages you think you can deliver. So basically, you need to consider whether or not you can do that. So if you say you can do 4, but you can only do 2, then you will be deducted your performance because you cannot guess, you cannot evaluate yourself very correctly. And when the game starts, you need to use the 4 buttons to drive your car. So you need to use your 3 buttons, direction buttons to drive your car to go to right, and then use this button to deliver your package. And then you need to use right, and then deliver your package. At the end, you will say start. So that is the tricky part. Because when you are using these 4 buttons, your truck will not move. So basically, you need to remember where your truck is and making the correct, direction decision, because you also need to know your orientation at that moment. So before you hit this deliver button, your truck will not move. So everything is based on your understanding where you are, which direction you are facing to, and then you use this direct buttons to deliver your package. So the third metacognitive skill is associative reasoning. So our first again is pattern hacker. So pattern hacker is you are a hacker. You need to hack into a safe, but you don't know the PIN number. So you will see some pattern before the last one. You need to figure out how this pattern is moving, and then you need to drag and drop those icons into the correct space. So that is the idea. For example, like this one, actually this one is a very formal psychology test, which is testing your associative reasoning skill. So that is one of the game. The second one, the crossplay. Okay, now did you find out? Did you notice that actually most of our game we don't have any words. We don't have words. We only have rules. The only game we have words is crossplay. So why we are doing this? Because we don't want the language becomes the barrier. So for example, like in Canada, actually Canada probably is the I know India is also there are many local languages in different areas. So like in Canada, English of course is an official language. However, we need to consider there are so many immigrants. And we hope our game not only can make Canadians benefit, but can also make everyone in the world, they can improve their metacognitive skills, and then their life can be better. So we try to avoid the use of English or language skill. But crossplay is the only one we have this. So trying to avoid the language barrier. Actually, when you see some word here, you will need to pick up the synonym and the word card which has same meaning or similar meaning, positive similar meaning, and drag that card to the CarPlay area. So in order to avoid the language become barrier, we're trying to use grade 1, first grade elementary school's language. So right now, when you are seeing this user interface and the words here, actually they are old version. They are our 0.7 version. Right now, if you go to our website, go into our online game, we're trying to use more easier words. So in that case, as long as you know some English, then you can play this game. The last sub-game we used for the associative reasoning is Pirate Hunter. So Pirate Hunter, we will give you this kind of image, and there are two stages. We will give you small picture, and you need to identify, you need to drag and drop the small picture to the larger picture, which you think this small picture is coming from this larger one. And then at the second stage, you will need to try to see where this small picture coming from. So you will see there are two boxes. One is blue box, the other one is green box. So which means if they are very close to each other, which means you are correct. But if it is very far from each other, then which means you cannot do the association in very good way. The last metacognitive skill is organization and. So we have our CR2K. CR2K is a psychology. You are riding a bicycle. So you ride your bicycle from here to here. You will see different routes, and on different routes, you will see some kind of situation. For example, the situation will like in this route, you will see very high temperature, and you will see some road they are broken or they are unpaved road. So in that case, you need to pick up the things into your backpack. But remember, your backpack, first thing coming in, last thing you can grab out. So when you are thinking, you need to think about, you need to plan and organize your backpack very carefully, based on the probability of this situation, and also based on what kind of things can overcome this event and their sequence. So you will have an emergency lot, which you can put something when some unexpected things happen, then you can always use the emergent lot. Another game we call EverQuest. EverQuest actually is event, action, and resource. The combination of these words. Don't ask me why. Just because our game designer says, okay, I like this word. So actually, he invents this word. So EverQuest. EverQuest, you can see some land tile here. Each of the land tile has its own value. And you will also see some action cards. So for example, this action card will help you to double your land value. This action card will help you to change your tile from one kind of land to another. And you also foresee there will be some event coming. For example, the power line will be failure. So your land, your power land will have a half value. Or you will see good thing will happen. So you need to making sure you can do proper decision. Last, weekend barista. Weekend barista, you are the coffee you are working in a cafe. Actually, you are the owner of a cafe, and you will have some regular customer. They will ask for extra large cafe with, for example, with 1 sugar, 2 cream. So, but from time to time, because we have different weather, from time to time there will be some kind of a special order. So when special order coming, some people they will upgrade or they will get a smaller size of the coffee, and or they will add more sugar, or they will have less sugar, or the sugar will be the same, or they will ask for the ice cube. So you needed to predict that and organize your stock, planning ahead. In the end of the sub game, you need to making sure that you have enough supplies, but you will not overstock. So this game will become our Omega game. So if you go to our Omega game at HTTP at omega.gameresearch.ca, you can see that. And when you get into the game, you can see there are badges, there are leaderboard, and there are learning analytics dashboard. You can see your performance, and also you can trying to see your skill set. You can looking for an opponent to play together. So basically, you will match with someone else, and you will play 3 games. Each of the game will be about 1.5 minutes. And after the 3 sub games played, the winner will be there. So the winner could be you or could be others. So this is the CR2K as I mentioned to you earlier. So you need to choose different event. So I'm the winner. And by pass, as you can see, so basically there is something happen. So I need to do something and making sure everything is good. Okay, so we need a water unit 46, and I can do that for 52. So that is good. And pass. So sorry, and car swap. So as you can see, 3, 8. Can you identify where is 3 and 8? We are not cheating, so we are not doing something bad. When you are asking, you need to let us know how confident you are. So I'm winner. As you can see, I'm winning, and I can play again. So every time when I'm looking for a new opponent, I probably will see different sub games. So this time is weekend barista. So you can see that this is sunny day, and there are 75% people that will ask for the ice cube, and so on. And you will also see these arrows. Arrows means how high the probability it will be if this customer will change his order or her order. And the pattern hacker, this pattern hacker also is the old version of the game. So so when you play the game in the new version, you will notice the difference. And each of the sub game has 10 levels. So from time to time, you will be leveling up, and you don't need to worry. You will not be leveling down if your performance is not good. As long as you can leveling up, you will stay there, which means your highest metacognitive skill is there. So once you finish the game, you will get some kind of virtual currency, and you will get, so this is Omega 27, and you earn points. Now you can purchase something in our store. So some of the purchasement require you to have some badges. So not all items you can use, you can purchase at the same time. Okay, so this is the Omega. So how can we do with the learning analytics dashboard? You mentioned you see the learning analytics dashboard earlier, right? So we hope that the learning analytics dashboard can show you the SWOT, which is your strength, your weakness, your opportunity, and your threat. And in that case, you can overcome your problem and you can play the game once more. So for example, in the linear view, if you go to linear view, you will see that as long as you play the game from time to time, for example, playing from October 2017 until December 2017, actually, my performance is getting better and better and better and better. So which means I need to keep playing. And for the exploded view, sometimes you will stuck. You will find that your problem-solving skill is no longer getting level up. Why? Then probably you will use this exploded view. So you will find that, for example, game 3 and game 4, they are contributed to associative reasoning. But you have one sub-game, like for example, this one is game 3, has a lower skill. Your game 4 skill is higher. So perhaps if you can make your game 3 game 3's performance better, then your overall associative reasoning skill will become better. Time of day view. See? Just like any human being, when you get up, if you don't have a chai, can you thinking? I don't think so. So basically, in the morning, when I was in Mumbai, I like to have a chai at the very beginning. So after I have the chai, I can start to thinking. My brain started working. So very similar things. If you come to see this time of day view, you will find that your game 4 performance is not very good in the morning, in the noon, but actually in between 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. That is your opportunity. So which means for example, your associative reasoning will be best here. Or sometimes you will say, I can do the planning before I go to bed. So that is, we hope our learning analytics dashboard can show you. Okay, and how about this? This is the number of match played view. You can see that the darker color means your performance is higher. So you can see that when you start playing from October 17, 2017, your performance is getting darker and darker, which means higher and higher. But then you quit. You don't play. You don't play for actually just 10 days, 1 week. You will see that actually when you come back to play, your performance will be not so good like when you dropped the game. Of course, your performance will not be like at the very beginning, but your performance is also not as good as you passed. But then you can pick up. So this kind of view will help people to know, okay, I really need to keep playing. So even I can play 1 time, 2 times a day, I can keep my skill sharp, something like that. So this is a very important thing. So so we do have an evaluation plan. First of all, we're looking for the volunteer beta testing players like you and your students. So in any case you want, please register an account, and you can use even fake email if you don't want us to talk to you when you have a problem. If you see any problem, any bug, you can use the bug report function to tell us. And of course, if you are using a fake email, then we cannot tell you we fixed that, or we cannot discuss with you what is the problem, because in any case, if your bug report is not detailed enough. So, but you are free to create an account and using any kind of email you want, even fake one. Our evaluation plan has already been approved by Research Ethics Board in Athabasca University. We will have 5 evaluations after our beta testing. We hope to have at least 600 participants to join us. And we have 11 research questions are going to answered. Each of the participants, we will expect you to complete 50 matches, not for the beta testing, but for the evaluation. So if you want to become the participants of our evaluation, you join when our game officially announced starting the evaluation, or you join now when we want to start our evaluation plan. We will let you know and ask you to start. So we will also have some kind of prize draw. We'll give Amazon e-gift card. In any case, if you are one of the winner, you will have 200 Canadian dollars. So we have already put some Omega papers published already. So I hope that you guys can join us. So before I move to another topic, I see some question here. First of all, I would like you to know that people, they want to know, can we create a different engineering subject? Yes, actually we are looking for collaborations. So basically we hope people, they will try to create other sub games. But remember, for each of the skill, we hope you can have at least 2 sub games, because we don't want people to only use one sub game to prove they can improve their skill. So for each of the sub game, for each of the skill, if you can create 2 sub games and integrate it into the platform, that will be great. So that actually is what we are looking for. Someone, if you guys who want to do research with us, and we will open our protocol and our source code, so you can write something very similar and then embed it into the Omega. Yeah. Okay, so let me see. Do we have any other game? Okay. I see another question which asked me about the age group and the educational level. Actually, our goal is trying to have this game open to everyone. So basically, as long as he or she can play, no matter how young he or she is, he can play. So basically, of course, there is one game which is cross-play, which asks you to have at least first grade level English vocabulary skill. So which means probably the youngest students we can target is first grade, which means about 6 years old. But when I say that, I mean 6 years old students in Canada. I'm not quite sure about the first grade English equivalent level in India, but you can consider that. And even you are adult, even you are 50 years old, 60 years old, you can still use the game. Okay. One question I'm not quite sure what you want to ask. So you ask about financial aspect of this project. Are you talking about how much we spend in developing this game? You can type and I will come back later to answer your question. So next, English. So when we develop this game, actually we are developing this game for English as a foreign language country. So like in India, like Taiwan, like Brazil. So basically, English is not your first language. English is not your second language, but English is a foreign language to you. But you will still learn English, right? So that's this game actually is for that. So we are focusing on speaking. So we all know that the language has like a reading, writing, speaking, and listening. You ask why we do a game for speaking. because actually there are so many things you can do for reading, so many things you can do for writing, so many things you can do for listening, including listening to your radio or watching English news. But there is no way for you to practice your speaking skill in English, right? Okay, so basically, in the most of the case, actually, like in Brazil, when we collaborated with the teachers in Brazil who are teaching English, they found that Brazilian students, they are very nervous in terms of talking English, speaking English in real world, because for 4 reasons. The first reason is the reaction time is too short to prepare and plan what you want to say. So for example, if I ask you something in English, I expect you to answer that question or respond within like 3 or 5 seconds, right? So basically, you need to use only 5 seconds or 3 seconds to consider what kind of things you want to say. And the best thing is you cannot rewrite the words you said. So that is the best thing. You can type, you can delete the words and rephrase that, and then hit enter. But when you are talking, unfortunately, you cannot rewrite what you said. And by the way, you cannot Google or checking any dictionary for the phrase, for the words you want to say. And you don't have time to organize your thoughts. So that makes anxious while speaking in English in the real world. So it would be better if you can talk to a native speakers, but unless you know someone who is a native speakers or who is very good in English, otherwise sometimes you may need to pay for hiring a native speaker talk to you for an hour, right? So this is not easy for people to find a native speaker or to afford a native speaker to talk to them just 1 hour a week. So in multiplayer or massively multiplayer online game like World of Warcraft, you usually will see people to talk to each other. So inside again, you will have chance to talk to others easily, because when you are playing a game, you will meet many different people from different countries. However, there are drawbacks when you do the conversation inside the real massively multiplayer online game, because first of all, not all the players they are native speaker. That is for sure. The second thing is the terminology used in the communication in the game actually sometimes are different from the real world, or they will have a misunderstanding on the words which in the real world actually they have totally different meanings. For example, like GG. GG actually stands for good game. Actually, it's usually people will say just right after a competitive event or some kind of game and show a very good sportsmanship. And usually, in fact, many people they will say good game after the basketball game when they are winners. But actually, this is contrary. In Taiwan, the meaning of GG actually right now is becoming game over. So I'm GG, which means I'm done. I cannot I cannot success. So that is a totally different meanings when they are using in the game. And of course, in the MMORPG or MMOG, they will overuse variations. So for example, like by the way, like BRB means be right back, and so on. So basically, you can talk to them, but probably you will not learn proper English. So that is what we want to do. We want to provide students an opportunity to practice their speaking skills in a no pressure environment. So teachers, they can create or co-create a conversation tree for certain topics, like a restaurant, like a laundry, like a transportation. And then students, they can speak to NPC, to non-player control character in game. So they need to speak. They cannot type. They need to speak. Sorry about someone said he cannot hear. If you can, someone can hear me. Can you type? Okay, all right. So that's a Samir. That's probably your problem. Okay. Anyway, so let me show you. Let me show you this. These things. So if you want, you can go to conversation.megaword.game-server.ca. So actually, game-server.ca and game-research.ca, I spend own pocket money to buy these domain names for 10 years. So basically, if you go to any gameserver.ca or gameresearch.ca, that will be my research. So if you go to conversation.megaword.gameserver.ca, sorry, game-server.ca, you will see teacher and student, and you can self-register an account as a student. If you want to become a teacher, you need to write me an email, and then I can open an account for you. So if you are a teacher, you can create the conversation tree for different topics. So for example, for travel, and you can have the topic like a check-in in airport, check-in at airport. Did you do the check-in? Have you packed your baggage, and so on? So you can have a different label for the conversation tree. And all the people, if you want to share with others, then people they can join and co-create the conversation tree together. So the conversation tree will look something like this. So basically, you can link a conversation from here to another place. So anything you see look like this, then for example, this is about what kind of perhaps what kind of let me see, what kind of things. We'll go to maybe room or something like that. I am not quite sure, because if you move your mouse cursor over this box, you can see the whole conversation. But right now I'm doing the screenshot, so I cannot see what the conversation is. Different color means different people they are saying. So the NPC, non-player control character, will say, hello, welcome, what can I do for you? And the student need to say, hi, I want to make a reservation. So basically, you can connect how many people to another conversation tree by using connect, and you can add and edit and delete. And you can create a different NPC, which will be in charge with different conversation tree we just created. And once again, this NPC can also be shared. So as long as you want to share with others, then everyone can use. My research, I have a dream, or say the principle is I want to making sure that my research outcome can be used by everyone. So most of my research, unless I collaborate with industry, otherwise they are always open access by everyone for free. So that is my principle, my policy. So in that case, you can see if you are a student, if you click an NPC, then you can talk to the NPC. So for example, I click this one, and then I speak. I say, I have eaten some friend. Actually, I'm not does say that, and I say they say what happened? I say I'm very tired and so on. At the end, I only got 76.66 points. So basically, with that points, actually, if you got some points, then you will get some rewards that the teachers they preset. So for example, I can receive one common trap card when my performance reaches 70 at the very first time. So as you can see, I practiced many times, and someday I reach 75, and then I can get the reward. After that, even I got a 99.99, I will not receive any reward or something like that. So so basically that is the idea, to have the reward embedded into this game. So if you can try it now, you can always go to my website and slash hashtag conversation, and then you can see the detail. You can also go to our YouTube channel. You can type youtube.researchgroup.ca. So VIP research group is my research group. I call my research group is VIP because I think everyone in this research group is a very, very important person. And also each of the character can be separated and have different meaning. For example, V could be virtual. So VP could be virtual person, virtual player. VI could be visualize information, and so on. And we can also have a virtual platform. So VIP is a kind of something like a DNA. So that is why our logo is a kind of DNA, a switch, using DNA for switching our research. So for teachers, you can watch the video to see how to create a conversation tree. Unfortunately, for students and learners, they can only use Chrome to do the speech, because right now only Chrome supports the speech recognition function. So we also have already published some papers, including a journal paper. If you are interested, you can always, once again, go to my website. You can download the papers directly. I also prepare some kind of poster reading materials for you guys. If you want to have that, you can talk to our organizer. So I still have several minutes. I would like to talk about the last thing I just show you about the in-game card as a reward. Actually, we create a trading card game. You can go to tcg.gameserver.ca to play with that. Right now, the game is version 2.52, which is a Windows version, a green software. So you don't need to install. You just need to download and play. Of course, because it's not storing, so Windows perhaps will ask you if you trust that software. I assure you, we don't have any virus or malicious things inside the game, so you can definitely confident to run the game. So right now it supports English, Portuguese, simplified Chinese, and traditional Chinese. In any case, if some of you want to collaborate with us, we can have an Hindi version, or even another Indian local language version in very short time, like 1 or 2 days. So if you want to have a new version, we can create a version 2.53, which is support the Hindi version, as long as we have someone who can help us to do the translation for the resources very quickly. So teachers can manually give cards to students via our web-based management user interface, management.isoweb.gameresearch.ce. If you want, you can again go to my website and hashtag ISER. You can see the details, and you can also see different videos to teach you how to use the management user interface. If you want to become a teacher and deliver the cards to your student, you write me an email, and then I can create an account for you to use that. And we also have Autobot. Sorry, not the Autobot. Autobot system, which can be communicated other system. So if you have a system or you are using Moodle, you can create some kind of block or Moodle plugin and send a request to the Autobot. And then the system can automatically give cards to the student and then return the redeem the URL for the card redeem to your system. So your system can email to your student or prompt to your student, something like that. Students can redeem the given card with the URL. And this is also one of our research, which is Eric API. So as long as two systems they use Eric API together, then the system can collaborate, can communicate with each other very easily, and they don't need to share database. They don't need to share with credential to other systems. So in this case, you can see we have a URL, and the teachers, they can copy this URL and give it to students. Students need to type their learning ID. They cannot redeem the card to other students because they need to use their own ID. And then the system will try automatically redirect to the tcg.gameserver.ca. And when you authorize the two systems to share the cards or share the collection books, then you can see all of your collections. So here, all the cards, actually, we collaborate with students from media design or graphic art school. Students, if they want to have doing some kind of research internship for their program, because they need to do that, and we also cannot pay them, but they can get the experience, and we always have their names on the cards, so they can always tell people what they have done, and they can show people the game. So that is another thing we are looking for collaborations with any of you. If you have schools like art schools, or some people they like drawing, they like painting, we are really encouraging people to help us to create the trading card game, the cards. And you probably will say, we have so many trading card games out there. Why you needed to create your own trading card game? Because even you can use any kind of commercial trading card games, you don't have unlimited supplies from the company, right? So, so eventually you need to pay the company, and that is not good. We hope the teachers, they can focus on how to give students cards based on their performance, rather than trying to pay and buy some cards and then send the cards as gift for their students. So that is why we create our own trading card game. So in that case, as long as we can have a collaboration with any schools or students, then we can have unlimited cards supplied to our support our teachers. So students, they can always see the new cards, so they can keep playing. So if you are a teacher, you can go to our management.isoweb.gameresearch.ca, and currently the platform support English, simplified Chinese, and traditional Chinese. So you can give a card to your student, you can manage all the given cards, and you can see when a learner has already claimed the rewards, and what kind of cards you give it to them. And when you award the cards, you can put their ID, and you can decide what kind of cards you want to give to them. And you can choose different rarity cards. Of course, I would suggest like a final exam, you can consider to give them higher level cards. And at the end, you will see this URL, and you can give them this URL. So you can always revoke the reward before they redeem that. So as long as you found that you shouldn't give it them, then you can click on revoke and get it back. So for the ICER research, we also have done various publication. So in any case, if you want to take a look, you can take a look. And this recent conference papers is talking about the effectiveness of giving students in-game card as a reward. So I mentioned about ERIC API. So if you have a system, if you have two systems, you want the two systems, they can communicate each other, then you can use ERIC API. It is something like when you download some kind of mobile app, you don't need to register an account. You just need to enter with your Google account, or you go to Expedia.com. You don't need to register an account in Expedia. You just need to use your Google account or Facebook account, so you can log in and book your tickets, right? The reason they can do that because they also have something like an ERIC API, but they are a big company. So beside those big company, ordinary people or researchers like us, we cannot. So that is why we develop ERIC API, which is also an open source API. As long as people they have ERIC API in their system, then they communicate with each other. They don't need people to register an account at their platform, and they can share data, exchange data in a secure way. We use keys to making sure that no one can breaking or hacking into the communication between two systems. So for the conclusion, we have Omega, and we already have 10 sub-games for 4 metacognitive skills. And the game is about 5 minutes, a very short match, and we provide points, badge, leaderboard, and more. And people, they can use learning analytics dashboard to understand their strengths, weakness, opportunity, and threats. We are looking for collaboration. For example, first of all of you, 120 people, I hope you guys can become our beta testers, test player. That is the first thing. The second thing is when we do the evaluation, we hope we can invite your course or your classes or your students to participate in the evaluation. Maybe they will have a chance to win the 200 Canadian dollars Amazon e-gift card. We don't know. We cannot guarantee that. And also, just like someone asked, we also looking for the collaboration that people, if you have that skill, you have students who have a skill, you want to create a sub-games for other kind of skills like a computational thinking skill and other things, and embedded into Omega. That will be very nice. And in that case, people, they can benefit from Omega much more. For the speaking-based conversation quest, right now teachers, they can create a conversation tree and share to others. They can also collaborate create the conversation tree. And the in-game card as educational reward is already built in. So whenever teacher they want, they can give students cards as a reward for their performance in terms of speaking in English. And the students, they can practice their English speaking skills in a very safe environment. We also looking for conduct more evaluation with your course, your classes, and students, trying to see if their English speak skill can be improved. Oh, by the way, actually this system is not just can just use for English. Actually, when we develop the system, we have a parameter behind the scene. So basically, our system can even do the Hindi language learning. As long as we change the parameter behind the scene, then the conversation will become Hindi. So because Google speech recognition already provide all kind of language, so we also create a parameter which actually, when my wife he learned French earlier, she used this system to practice her French speaking skill. So basically, it can be done. And For the ISER, the teacher can manually give the cards to student with our web-based management user interface. And right now support English simplified and traditional Chinese, but once again, we can support other language quickly within 1 day. So if you want to help us, you can help us translate the language resource, and then we will support other language like Hindi in the web-based management user interface, as well as the reading interface. And the system can also automatically give cards to students via our Autobot. And the students can redeem the given card in trading card game. We are also still looking for the collaboration. So we still want to have a larger experiment and a longer experiment, like a whole semester, trying to see if a course doesn't have a in-game card as an educational reward, compared with another course or another class, they have in-game card as educational reward. Where students stay engaged more, where they have a better performance at the end, where they put more energy and more efforts in terms of writing assignments or studying for their final exam. So that is what kind of evaluation we want to do. We can support your local language in 1 day, so as long as you want. For the trading card game, we don't have time to introduce the trading card game, but you always can go to my website to see what the trading card game is. And again, we can support another language within another 1 day. Very quickly, as long as someone can help us translate the language resource. So we are the evaluation tool, and we are looking for someone to help us translate to the language resource to your local language. And if you want, we can have another game server hosted in your region. For example, right now we have a North America server and a China server because we have a professor in Open University at China. He provide a server and allow us to install the game and host the game server in China. So for people in China, they can access that server because sometimes they have a difficulty to access a server in North America. And also, we hope people to help to create new cards. So for more research, you can always go to my website, mega.asabasuyu.ca/overcome. And if you want to see my research outcome about advanced learning technology, you can use hashtag advanced. And if you want to see the game research, you can use hashtag game. Of course, you can also use vipresearch.ca to see advanced learning technology research outcome. You can use gameresearch.ca to see the game-based learning and assessment research outcome. So once again, thank you so much for having me. And I know I time to talk, but I hope you can learn something or you can enjoy something. I just want to share what we have done. All of the research you can use the QR code to access to. As I said, I hope my policy is not only open my research outcome to everyone, but as long as I'm still alive, I am still affordable, then I will making sure that my research will be still there for people to access. So basically all the servers actually I pay by myself. I don't use any grant money to do that. So that is what I want to say. And let me see if anyone have any question. If you have a question, you are welcome to. I'm not quite sure if you can speak directly or you want to type. That is okay. So while waiting, let me double check with earlier. There is one thing about the financial aspect. Okay, I don't see the further elaboration about the question yet. So
Dr. Chang, I have a question, sir.
yes, of
Is there
course,
any
please.
is there any software for preparing the conversation tree? Because that sounds really interesting.
No, you don't need to use any software. So basically, we provide a web-based user interface, and you can use any browsers, including Safari, Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Firefox, Brave, and then you can create a conversation tree directly. And if you have many teachers teaching the same subject, actually, as long as you open that conversation tree, then everyone can contribute. Everyone can create more and more. So your conversation tree can be a very large one.
Okay. I think we have one participant, delegate Anuradha Joshi, who has raised her hand. Can we pass the mic
Yeah,
to Anuradha, madam, and
yeah,
Manju Mishra too?
yeah.
Yes, madam, you can go ahead with your question. Manju, madam, or Anuradha Joshi, madam. Manju, madam, are you able to unmute your mic?
Hello, madam. May I ask?
Hi.
This is Manasi Karkare.
Yes, ma'am, please ask.
Sir, I had asked the financial aspect of the this model or product. By that I mean, like after completing the game, what is the earning model of it? Like in which way the
Okay.
product will?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good question. So basically, after you complete a match with others, by the way, when I say others, you may match with a computer player, but you won't know. We won't tell you. So basically, you probably will match with a human being or a computer. Anyway, when you win the game, you will get some kind of what we call omega dollars. So according to your performance and according to how often you log in into the game. So if you if you come to the game every day, then you will have a bonus like a 5%, 10%, 15% of a bonus. So when you earn like a 10 omega dollars for the second day, then that will become $12 or $11, something like that. And you will also earn points. From time to time, if you reach the goal of the badges, you will earn badges. So, so different thing is for the badge, when you earn the badges, you only satisfy your self achievement. And you have the money, so you can purchase something for your robot. You can decorate your robot better. Of course, in the future, we hope this robot can become you. So it can represent you because it will have the same skill like you to compete with other robots. So that is why you want to buy some new parts for your robot with the virtual money. So, so after you complete the game, you will get those kind of things. Of course, you will also get what we call skill point. So, according to your performance, the performance will convert to skill points. As long as your skill points is growing, and you can have your skill points reach to 70% of that level for 5 or 6 matches, then you can level up. So you need to maintain your performance for at least 5 matches. And of course, just like I said, you will not play the same sub game for every match. So probably you will play the 10 match or 12 match. You will see that one of your problem solving skill or metacognitive skills, they will leveling up. So that is based on skill points. And we don't want to discourage people. So we won't deduct your skill points. So as long as you reach that level, you will keep it in that level. We only hope that you can go further, go up further. So that is the idea.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam, for your question. There's another question. We'll quickly take up one. If we are interested in using metacognitive games in our class, what are the things we should keep in mind as far as the design process is concerned? It is from Madam Rajni Nair.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, that is really good idea to have this kind of game in the class. But okay, several things need to consider. The first one is okay. The first one actually is my very fundamental principle. Although I'm doing educational game, I never emphasize one thing, which is I never say to use the educational game for everyone, for every course, for every class. Because just like any other human being, some people they like basketball, some people they like cricket, some people they like basketball, some people they like golf. So people they like different things. You cannot say, okay, everyone needs to use game for learning. No, that is not true. It should be used for people who don't want to use traditional learning methodology or studying methodology, or cannot benefit from the traditional classroom learning. Then you provide them the game as a kind of option, so they can learn like other people. So that is the first thing I want to emphasize. In that case, when you apply the game to your class, you need to consider two things. First thing, we are playing the game in your class occupied too much time for your lecture. So actually people, they cannot really benefit. Second thing you need to consider is whether or not when people, they go home, they are out of school, they can still access the game. When you try to use the game as a kind of supplemental material. These two things are a contradiction, because if you know most of your students, they cannot access the game when they go home, then probably you need to spend some time, you need to cut off some time for them to play the game in your classroom. Otherwise, they will not be able to have a chance to access the game when they're out of the classroom. So see, that is a kind of trade-off things. That is another thing you need to consider. The third thing you need to consider is perception. The perception means your perception toward the game. I always say that if you don't like a product, then you cannot sell the product. So see, if you don't like this television, then you cannot sell this television to your neighbor. But if you like that very much, then you can say so many good things about this television, and then you can sell. So if you don't like playing game, then I would say, please, perhaps you don't need to try, because your feeling, your perception, and your attitude may affect your students' willingness to use game. Even they are so desire to use the game, but they say, oh, this teacher actually, he or she doesn't like a game very much, so probably I shouldn't do that. They want to comply with your feeling. So remember, that is the first thing. The second thing is the parents. When parents hear that you are playing game, then they probably they don't like you. They probably don't like you as a teacher because you try to make people make his or her child to playing game, which is nonsense. They should study. So you need to educate parents or emphasize parents. So that is the time you need to have a research to support you. So you can print out the research to let them know that like a trading card game. Actually, trading card game. My trading card game research was adopted by a primary school in UK. And their principal write me an email saying that they read our research and they decided to use this way to making sure that their primary student can do more reading. So see, that is the evidence you can use to convince the parents. So that is the perception part. So there are many things you need to consider. I hope it answers your question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have Mr. Janki Raman. I think he has Mr. Janki Ram who has unmuted. Would you like to?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Over.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Sir, as you are taking lecture, I have seen your website. Maybe I don't know how far this is a relevant question, but I want to ask it. When I observe, you are bringing metacognitive skills, teaching metacognitive skills for the students. By you are bringing them students' imagination. I mean, you are making them to understand students through your imaginative skills at the cost of their imaginative skills. So you are imagining something and making students to understand through your imagination. Now, is there any way to make students to, in your gaming, is there any way make students to imagine themselves and understand their own skills and develop it?
So you mean they develop a game?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think your question has two parts. The first one is about the skill. So basically, right now we create those games for the 4 different kind of metacognitive skills. And when we create those kind of games, we have done some kind of research and heavy literature review, and to making sure that each of the game design concept they are related to metacognitive skill. So of course we still need to have time to prove the game is really helpful, but that is our process. Now, the first part of your question is about, can we have another sub game which is allow people to maybe to understand their skills or something like that. Then if we want to do that, we definitely can do, but we need to understand what kind of skills you want students to discover from the game. So once we know what the kind of skill you want them to discover from the game playing, then we can further do the literature review and do the survey in different areas. Just like I said, probably psychology area and other area. And then we can develop such kind of game which allows students while playing, they can discover their skill. So if you are talking about a cognitive skill, for example, you understanding about history or you understanding about physics, then that is easy to do because you can create this kind of sub game very, very easy, very quickly for different kind of level. The second part of your question is about creation. So that is a kind of learning by doing. So you ask students to develop the game while training their skill. So basically that is learning by doing theory, and that is doable. For example, there are so many research out there. They are talking about ask people to develop their own game, and so their computational thinking skill can be enhanced. But of course, by doing so, they needed to understand the basic logic of programming language. So usually they trying to use block-based programming like a Scratch, something like that. So that is another way. This Omega game perhaps it's not easy to do that, because that will be another kind of platform, because developing a game is not so quick thing. So you can ask people to develop a game within five minutes. So and that cannot be compared with others within 5 minutes too. So that could be another kind of platform to do that. And I believe like a Scratch, people they have already used that for teaching some kind of logical thinking skill and computational thinking skill. I'm not quite sure if they can also use that to develop again to enhance people's critical thinking skill. I'm not quite sure about that, because people they need to understand the programming language first, or programming concept first. I hope I answer your question.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jankiram, for your question, and thank you, Maiga sir, for answering it so well. I think we are running short of time. Otherwise, we would have gone on. So, for any further queries, I would request our delegates to kindly mail it to sir or to us so that we can get back to you later.
Madam, can we have sir mail ID?
Yeah, sir would be
Yeah,
happy
sure.
to post. Yes, sir. Michael, sir, if you can just post your email ID on the chat.
Yeah,
Probably.
can you? Okay, and yeah, okay, I can put that here.
Yes.
Okay, here, and for Anu, your question actually, you can easily access the Omega game, and then you will be part of the Omega beta tester player, and we will be appreciated that you guys can play the game for a while, and let us know whether or not there is any bug or any situation difficulty you encountered while playing the game. And you can go to the omega.gameresearch.ca.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. So thank you, sir. Would you like to say something more, Michael, sir?
No, actually, no, it's okay. I will type here. Just okay. So one question about do you need to pay for participate in any game or any research? No, you don't need to pay. So all for my research, as I said, I want to be open access to everyone. So basically, you don't need to pay.
Okay.
It seems
Thank
I
you.
was not typing this one.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir, for your session on the online metacognitive educational games with analytics, that is Omega. A wonderful session. It was enlightening us all about the key metacognitive skills like problem solving, evaluation, accuracy, organization, planning. And unlike the conventional mode of learning, you made us understand on the importance of problem solving, which makes one more confident and independent using some strategies like having points, badges, leaderboards, in-game currency, in-game store and items, etc. So, sir, you also explained about the multiplayer online games to the conversation trees for English educators in learning English as a second language. So surely the students today who are digital natives, I would say, would love the games as part of the teaching and learning. And we can, as teachers, surely make use of the web resources mentioned by you, sir, during your presentation. So thank you, sir, for your very important and useful session on the topic Games for Metacognitive and Skills Training. And thank you to our delegates also for their questions. I hope we have answered them. And now I would like to extend the vote of thanks on behalf of the Vidyalankar Dhyanpeeth Trust, and on my own behalf, I extend a very hearty vote of thanks to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Maiga Chang. Thank you, sir. It is a very, very
Thank you
special.
so much.
It was a special rendezvous over the chai, sir. Your words really, we felt really happy to hear those. And many thanks to our
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, welcome, sir. And many thanks to our delegates for being with us always, as we can be seen today, and by their active participation. That was great. And we also have, moving on, we also have a special valedictory session at 4:30 p.m. And I would request our delegates to also express their experience with us during that session. So thank you all, and we will break for now and meet at 12 again, probably 12 only. We have only 15 minutes of time. So thank you, Maiga sir, and thank you everyone. I think we can end the session.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.